Guys, welcome back to Wardy Gaming. Today, guys, I have the greatest weapon ever. I have the weapon that literally puts an end to intense scripting, guys. I have the two that breaks game manipulators, because I hate them. We all hate game manipulators. Check the top 10 right now of PES. It's all Santos, and Santos. Nothing else. The formation at hand is I like to call it a 3-1-2-2 formation, exactly. So what happens is, one of Santos' strengths is the triangle setup he has between the two strikers and the AMF. And what that triangle does, it literally opens up your defense through 1-2 passing. So your opponent with the AMF passes the ball to this one center forward, passes the ball to the other center forward and to the AMF and scores, or passes the ball to the one center forward back to the AMF and to the other free center forward. So how does this formation clamp down or mark or break Santos? So what happens is, as you can see, you have a central defensive midfielder, and the best thing, I would advise you to use an anchoring defensive midfielder. If you don't have an anchoring defensive midfielder, let's say you have a box-to-box or a destroyer defensive midfielder, I would advise you to put anchoring on them and also put defensive on them so that they don't overlap or they don't attack. So what happens is, that defensive midfielder tracks back and tries to clamp or mark Santos AMF. And when that happens, it means your team cannot complete the triangle structure, that give and go, because the AMF is already marked. But bear in mind, guys, it's PES. Your team might open up and you might concede, but most of the times it literally clamps down that once you play. So once you mark the AMF, that means that he has two options in attack now that are useful. He's two strikers. He can still do 1-1-2 with two strikers, but because it's two strikers against three defenders, that means when he tries to hold the ball with one striker, right, pass the ball to the other striker, that striker is going to be marked by one defender. When he tries to pass back to the other striker who's opened up, he's going to be marked by two defenders. So you're literally outnumbering his attack. Because Santos literally has three attackers, two strikers or CF and SS and an AMF. And you have four defenders, but they are literally in the middle. So that's how you literally break Santos in defense. And I hope I explained that very well. And the other thing is, guys, so my pick is Lennon. And with Lennon, the reason why is, when you are playing versus Santos, you'd want to play with center containment, because you want your defenders to squash in the middle, to be compact, to mark in the middle, to cause that congestion in the middle, because Santos mainly attacks down the middle because it's a diamond formation. And what happens is, you have central containment area or center containment area or middle containment area, and your players don't go wide. So basically you're creating that congestion down the middle, which makes it hard for your opponent to break through, and you're already outnumbering them in terms of defenders. And the other thing is, this formation also has an RMF and an LMF. And what these guys do is, they can track down Santos CMFs. Because Santos CMFs also have a tendency of overlapping. And these guys can contain Santos CMFs. And also, when you are in attack, you can also put hard the touchline and break Santos using wing play. Because Santos is compact, is like down the middle, and when you have hug the touchline, you can literally exploit the flanks as well. And the other thing is, the formation also allows you to have a CMF and an AMF. And what the CMF and AMF does is, basically, the CMF literally tries to defend and attack, and the AMF creates that diamond, that Santos-esque type of play. So the AMF also gives you the option of a triangle play, so you can also do 1-2, and the guy has four defenders. He has four defenders, and four defenders are really easy to break with that 1-2 play. And bear in mind, Santos is wide containment, and here you have for example, Lennon, the one that I use, a 3 defender formation. He's attacking area down the middle. So what happens is you can easily break your opponent with that Santos-esque triangle, because that containment area is wide. There are four center forwards, and yeah, you can literally outplay them in that way. They can give you troubles because Santos also has that one DMF that can mark your AMF. But the thing is, this formation has an AMF and a CMF, like I said, and they're all above the center line, which means they all can have attacking capabilities. So you can actually change the AMF into an CMF into an AMF as well, or back into a CMF. But I usually prefer making them as CMF. So as you can see, you outnumber Santos in defense and outnumber him down the middle in attack. And this formation, guys, also has high defensive line and high compactness compared to other three defensive formations, and that's what I like about the formation. So usually when I play against Santos, I just use the formation and I get to break my opponents. But here's the thing. So we're going to get into the setup. Okay, so let's just look at the setup. So I usually like, in defense, to be honest with you, I use any defenders, frontline pressure, or build up, or destroyers. But the central defender, I like them to be a destroyer defender. For some reason, I think destroyer defenders keep positioning well compared to build up and extra frontmen, because with extra frontmen they have a tendency of breaking the defensive line to go up the pitch, which means you're left with two defenders, and a destroyer literally just tries to stay in position, and I like that. And with build-up defenders, for some reason, they got broken by Konami. I don't know why. So I prefer destroyer defender down the middle, like the central defender. And the DMF should be an anchoring. I use anchoring DMFs. You can center midfielder. You can use a box-to-box. AMF, I usually like a whole player, because whole player is the best card in the game. They are very good at defending and attacking and finishing as well. So try to find an AMF attacking midfielder. And the wing plays, try to find maybe L-backs, left back and right back, that also have the option to play as an RMF and an LMF. I use players like Sidibe, players like Junior Firpo, a lot of players, guys, Dumfries and etc. And Marcus Alonso, I also like him, and Robertson are the players like that. And also try to make sure that your wing players have high stamina, because it's a 3 defender formation and you need them to have high stamina to manage to overlap and join attack as well. And also, so the 2 strikers, I usually prefer having a fox in the box and a goal poacher. But you can have both goal poachers. But mainly my preference is a fox in the box and a goal poacher, because a fox in the box is a very good center forward that can also build play. I don't know how Konami have it, but to my own understanding and my own experience, fox in the box players are very good at building up play. They're very good at give and go. They're very good at 1-2 touching and good at finishing and just being in the best position. So exactly. So that's what I think breaks Santos really. And I've tried it, guys, and I've won really. There was a point where I went from 890 to 720 in 2 days. And I eventually changed to this formation, and I've been winning ever since. But the only disadvantage this formation has is when you play against people that have like Guardiola, Klopp, or a normal 4-3-3 with wing play, it gets hard for you to defend, because this formation is middle containment, and it also has high defensive line, so you can easily get countered by wing play. So what I usually do is I have an assistant coach. My assistant coach is also a 3 defender formation, same formation but with wide containment area, so and a low defensive line, you see. And as you can see his name, and also I also use Santos just as backup. I started using Santos, I think, 2 weeks ago as backup, because there's some times where you just can't do anything and you just need that Santos power to fight back someone who's spamming with Santos. So basically, guys, that's it for my setup. That's what I think breaks Santos. I just thought that I would put it out to the world and just let you guys see how I deal with Santos. But it's not 100% guaranteed, it also depends on the player. Because some players might be smart and always ahead of you, or you might have lag, or you might have scripting, because the game is usually scripted as well. So sometimes it might not work 100%, but I thought this would really help. So thank you so much, guys, for watching the video, and see you in the next video. Cheers.